Hey y'all, welcome to the Filling Station, the creative therapy side that is y'all. I am super excited. So in this video, we are working on, let's say, Easter baskets or Easter ideas. Let's just call them Easter basket ideas because they're really not baskets. Or, well, I do have one. So for this, we're going to use the shovels. We also have the little eggs here, smaller portion. We have the bigger eggs. We're going to try to work with those. And y'all, I found these cute little baskets here. So I'm going to see if we can try to build from here. So these are some of the things that we will use. And y'all, I found these and I wanted to be super creative with these. And the reason being is because this can just be cute. Fill it up with some candy, put it in one of the little things, and yeah, love it, right? So those are some of the things that we will need. And of course, y'all see all of this candy over here. We're going to have to figure that part out. And I went ahead and took all my little plastic things off. Let me go ahead and say y'all can be super creative with these things. You can go back in and add your letters if you have a Cricut or the silhouette machine. You can always go back and customize them for your babies. For this video, I am not. Let's say that. But that's another option. That's another idea, right? Building creative ideas. Now, you also need, maybe, I always say on standby, some double-sided tape, and I can't find my smaller portion for the clear. This is my clear double-sided tape. If you want to put some places and don't want it to slide, you can always use double-sided, and this is my handy-dandy, the foam kind. I just like it. I'm trying to get rid of it, yes. But we could also use that if possible. And I do have a glove here because I was going to take some jelly beans and put them in this as a little side thing, right? So let's start, y'all. And one more thing, you'll probably need some of this handy, what is this stuff called? Easter grass is what they're calling it now. Easter grass, and I got them in different colors. Again, I'm super excited. So, y'all, let's get started. We are building Easter baskets. We're going to start with the smaller one first, right? So, of course, you'll get your little basket thing. And I think we're going to put, I did have some blue grass, but I have no idea what I did with it. So for this one, we're going to either use the yellow or the green. Let's say that, right? So I'm going to open this. If I can find me some scissors and get my stuff together. They got it together. You know what I mean? There it is. Okay, fold down, easy open. So I'm going to open this, and I'm going to just put just a little bit. And y'all, with this, you don't need a whole lot. Let me say that. It's really for decoration. And it's really for the bigger baskets or the bigger projects because you see how long it is, right? So I'm going to move this over to the side because, again, we're only using a little bit of this. And see how it fills up space, and that's what you want it to do, to fill up your space, right? So say for instance, and you see how it can get a little bit messy. Let's say that it can get a little messy, but it's having fun, y'all. This is my therapy day. I wanted to make some baskets for my babies, and y'all, this is therapy. And let me go ahead and give my disclaimer right now. Y'all may hear my Coco in the background. Coco is my dog, and she's my therapy dog because she helps me through a lot. Let me say that, right? So you may hear her saying some stuff. Her toys are in the background, and I do believe that's what she wants right now. So I'm going to pause this so that I can go get her toys. Otherwise, she's going to continue making that sound. I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so I got Coco situated. Let's say that for now. She'll probably do something else in just a minute, but I wanted to bring the camera just a little bit closer so that, we can have our little workspace together. So I took some of the grass, is what they call it. I do like this kind. It's very soft. I like it. And for these, again, we're just making smaller eggs. This is if you have a little smaller baby or just want to do creative ways. This is definitely one of those areas of being creative, right? Taking these little bitty eggs, and we're just going to put some candy in it. Say, for instance, you want, and the candy, the size of that is definitely going to be dependent on how much room you have to work with. Let's say that, right? So I'm not sure about how much smaller portions of candy I have, but if you would like, you can always open, say for instance, some of these and pour some in. That is just too cute already. Look, we took some of this and just poured it in, trying to build, right? Let's see what else we have that could be a little bit creative. And I see right now Coco is already starting early. she is starting early. So we have some peanut butter eggs here, which I think I bought those for me instead of them, but okay, So again, we can fill this up. We could also put, can we put some, will this fit? Let's see if it's gonna work. Those jelly beans may have to lay flat. So let's see if we can go back and rearrange this. Again, this is a smaller egg, so we're kind of limited on what we can put in it. But y'all know we're going to try our best to make it work, right? So look at that. We got us some jelly beans. And always try to let your designs work for you. I say that often, right? Allow your designs to work for you. And I say that, yeah, because look at that. Just too cute. We just added us a box of jelly beans to it. Now, the hardest thing for me is to get these to work, to stay together. So what I would do at this point is add some some tape, not really double-sided tape. I'll get some tape to try to stick the sides together, or you can always add a ribbon to the top of it, right? So this is a egg that, you know, smaller portion, if you, depending on your budget. Let me say that, depending on your budget. We took some little candy pieces, added it to this egg, and I just think that it's just too cute. too cute. And again, it comes in, I think they have different colors, different ways. So I did the blue one, and you can always do it in another way. So this was another very creative way for us to do Easter. Again, I would definitely take the sides down here and here. And if you're going to make sure, let me say that, let's make sure we can add some tape. And I'm going to do one just to show, right? You want to definitely make sure that you take those sides down so that your thing does not move off or does not come off. And that was it for that one, y'all. That was super easy, very inexpensive, and very, look, too cute, right? I love it. Y'all know my babies are going to be so spoiled, and I cannot wait, right? We do that with Gigi. We're able to do that. So now we've got the smaller ones out of a place. And again, they come from the Dollar Tree. Y'all can create them and be creative. Again, you can always go back, add a name to this, add a name or design to this, put some name on the side of this. There's so many ways to design this. You can add their name here. You can add their name going across here. You can do so many different things to this. Again, this is a creative way to build a basket or a gift, an egg. Let's not really call it a basket, right? A creative way to build an egg, right? So this one will be done the exact same way. It's just we're doing it on a bigger scale. Why? Because we have a little bit more room to work with, right? So that green is probably going to bother me with that blue. So we're probably going to stick back with the yellow. I got issues for real. So I'm going to add a little bit more of this yellow stuff. They call it grass. And y'all, it's a soft. Normally when I get this, it's kind of like the paper, craft paper, and it's like a rough texture to it. But for some reason, I'm just loving this softness to this one today. So again, we're doing the exact same thing. Exact same thing, y'all, and we're just making it on a little bit bigger scale, right? Just adding a little bit of the straw. This part grass, and I keep saying straw, it gives us support. Basically, it's going to hold your candy in place, or whatever it is that you're putting in it in place, right? So we can take these, and one of the things, you know, about this here, you can still be creative with those. With this here, you can still add the eggs like this inside of this, which is really another way, y'all, right? So let's say we are adding, how can we build this? We can always start with our jelly beans. Well, we got another thing of jelly beans. Let's start with this one. So we're gonna lay those down like so, and we can put those kind of like in the middle. That yellow and yellow is kind of clashing, but yes, okay. That yellow and that yellow is kind of clashing. So we definitely have to watch that, be very careful with that. I'm gonna add some of these, and I do apologize, my phone did something crazy. Okay, so we can possibly add that. Y'all, we're just building us a creative basket, and I just like those pink eggs against that yellow grass. It's really doing something for me. Y'all, I got issues. I don't think I get more excited about this than the kids do, and that's kind of that, yeah. So again, we're just building us a basket with our with our Dollar Tree items. And I'm trying to see if I have something else. I found a little lollipop thing over here. Okay. So let's open this and see what we can add to this. Y'all, I was asked not to do a whole lot of candy, which I'm really trying to honor that. Trying my absolute best to honor that. That's not always easy to do, right? So we can always add our little ring pop thing in it. So that's always helpful. But how cute is that? So we just build in, and if you want to build this up more, add more grass to it. If you want to make it stand up a little bit more, add more of the yellow grass at the bottom. It lifts it up a little bit more so that you can, you have that. So you can add whatever you can get to fit inside of this. That's really important, right? So we will do it the exact same way we just did the other one, y'all. Look how fast we making us some really quick gifts. Really quick gifts for our babies or grandbabies in my case. Gigi is who I am. I love it. And we're going to make sure that this goes on the right way. And that's always my problem, y'all, making sure these little things go on right. Because it will aggravate me if it does not fit, right? So there we are now. Looks like we did it. We got it, y'all. That snap is what really did it for me. Okay, so now that it is snapped into place, this is how our little egg is looking for right now. Again, if you want to add more, let's say, I'm going to take this off just for a second, and I'm going to just move around some things really quick because you can always go back, add more of your yellow grass to it, and just to lift some things up, I'm going to add a little bit more grass to it, right? Because I want it to be visible, but I don't want it to be, yeah. So I kind of got to go back and find my candy that I let slide down in there, which is okay. So there we are. So I just added a little bit more grass to it just so I can show you the difference in how it was looking. Let's get this, let's fix it right. How about that? Okay, so I went back and added a little bit more grass to it so that I can show you how the making of a difference it will by just adding a little bit more grass to it, right? So I'm gonna get it to where I just had it. And sometimes this little grass stuff is a little bit challenging to get it working. Yeah, Okay, so again, I wanted that to stand up, sit up just a little bit more. So what I did was I went back and I just added some grass, more grass to it. And I am making sure my candy is right. Yes, okay. So I'm getting it the way that, yeah. So I got some little hidden eggs in here because of adding that, but it is okay. So there we are. So we went back, added a little bit more grass because I wanted it to sit up. But how cute is this? Y'all, I am super excited. Super excited. So we saw what it looked like with just a little bit. And now I went back and added, again, some more of the grass to it. But we are just creating us a little bitty basket. Now, watch, I have a little bit of trouble trying to get this thing to snap again, right? We're going to work with it. It did it! I get excited over that part. So now it's sitting up a little bit more because we added a little bit more grass to it. So you can always secure your sides, y'all know, with the little handy dandy tape. Always try to use a clear tape. Why? Because it don't, it's not going to be as visible, and you probably won't need as much as I just put there. So you just, it's just security, right? Just helps it stay in place. So there we are. We have 2 baskets. Or 2 eggs, let's rephrase that, right? So we have 2 eggs that we just put together, just really quick, y'all. We are still building our eggs, and I love it. Y'all know my babies are, whew, I just love it some more, right? So the next thing we're going to do is, let's try, so we've already done these. We can move that over. Now, let's say we're just going to work with the shovels because I think this is the cutest thing ever right here. So we have a green, and y'all, we still working with the yellow. Let's just say that, right? So I'm going to take some of this off. And again, it's just adding decoration to what we're doing, right? Now, because of the shovel, we're going to probably have to put it over in, I love the way this feels. We're going to probably have to put it in a bag wrap or something plastic. And I don't have my little CeeLo wrap, I think is the name of it. That is very helpful. It comes in a roll from the Dollar Tree, y'all. And I'm telling you, I see it often, balling on a budget, right? So here we are. And we're going to spread that grass out just a little bit. Keep in mind, if you designed your inside, you don't want to cover that up. I would do the outside of it down this side, right? So what can we add to these? You can always add, you know, we have the eggs. We have this. I don't know why, I just like those. And we have plenty of those. Let's say that, right? So we're just building us. Y'all, I forgot about my little chocolate bunnies over here. It may be helpful to go back through some of the stuff and make sure you understand what you have, right? But I have a whole list of chocolate bunnies here. So we're going to start using those. So yeah, we're just building that little, we're building our baskets, or in this case, shovels, right? And being creative, y'all, we can be, I said, okay, y'all, balling on a budget, right? Trying to figure out, let's get that out the way. Balling on a budget, trying to figure out creative ways to build, you know, so that, like I said, I had 3 babies, and I had to figure out ways to make it fun for them, make it easy, fun for them, and still trying to not break the bank, and making sure that they were still able to have some of the things, right? That's what's interesting. Okay, so now this little thing here is probably going to aggravate me. I'm just going to say that grass portion is probably going to get to me, right? So let's just say we're using it. It is for our decoration. Of course, I have to hide it and get it to where, yeah. So these right here, I'm not going to take these out. I'm going to leave these in because they're actually going to go in my bigger basket. So I'm going to leave those as is, right? So we can use that as a support. Let's say, I always say use what you have, right? We can use this little trim here as a support for us. And what do I mean by a support? Let me show you. I did mention the double-sided tape, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to use the double-sided tape. I'm going to use the clear for this one. This is the foam and it's white. So I'm going to use the clear. This is the one that I normally use for my journals because I do not know where my smaller one is, right? So let's see if this is going to work the way I want it to work. If not, we're going to use the foam, which I know it will. Okay. So I'm going to try, y'all. I say sometimes the simple things is the hardest things for me, which is taking this tape off, separating the good from the bad. If you do any type of weeding, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the most frustrating thing for me. So let's see if we can just put it on here and then peel it off that way. I've always known that to work, and it did. Y'all see just how it happened just that quick. Look, you got to figure out a way to make it happen. So we're going to take that and we're going to use it for our advantage, right? So we're going to use this as a decoration for us, and we're going to use it for our advantage, or to our advantage, right? So allow that to be a decoration for you, like so. And if you don't want that, because I do see that little, I guess it won't really make a difference. So why they put a tag here that has a $sign, not quite sure. But again, we can take that, again, use it for our advantage, or to our advantage, right? So we're using what we have, and I'm going to take this and put it here, and I'm going to peel it off. Y'all, that works so much better instead of trying to peel it the other way. Y'all see how easy that was for me? I said, look, I just got to figure out a way to make it happen and to make it easier, right? So we put some double-sided tape there to try to help it stay in place, right? Because I want to use that, right, like so, right? I love this. Just look, super creative way right there to build us a basket. No, and I keep saying baskets for some reason, to build us a shovel for Easter as an Easter gift. Now, let's see how we can decorate this. One of the things I just realized that I didn't do was clean all of the residue from the back. That's important, right? For us to make sure that that is clean, especially if you're not knowing how you're going to design it. Let's say that. So let me get one of my little bags. Let me go get my CeeLo wrap. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let me fix this. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all. So I did not. Let me say this. So for wrapping this, what we just created here, right? Again, if you want to use your double-sided tape to keep your items in place, let's go back and fix that, because I noticed that, you know, once we pick this up, it could very well move, right? So as you can see, I put the double-sided tape on this one, but I didn't place these items here in place. So let's go back and make sure that we get that, especially if you don't want it to move. And then we'll come back to the wrapping portion of it, because I just realized that I just omitted a step, but I want to show you the right way. Because if you, like me, you have questions. I have questions like, well, what about this? And what if you do this? And yeah, what about that? So I'm going to just add some clear double-sided tape to this, because I want this to kind of hang out in that area. And y'all see, it's so much easier to go ahead and just put it down instead of try to do it the other way. Lesson learned. Again, we're trying to make it stay in place and not really move, right? Stay in place and not really move. That's it. That's the key for this. Yes. So I'm going to put this piece, I'm going to put some tape there so that it can stay in place. Again, I didn't realize, I forgot that, you know, and as you can see, I'm just using smaller pieces of this double-sided tape, because you really don't, this is my stronger kind. Again, I use it for my journals, but they sell the regular kind at the Dollar Tree. If you don't have that, I say it often, y'all, use what you have, right? Again, I want that to kind of stay in place, so we're going to go back and add those places. Yeah. And we're using this to our advantage. It's staying kind of like in place for us. The only thing that's kind of like moving as of now is this. I'm okay. No, I'm not. I'm going to put this in place here so that it will stay at the top here. So I really want everything to kind of like be in position to not really move. And the reason being is because, you know, kids are just kids. And they do, right. So that is kind of like in place for us, like so. Yes. Everything is pretty much in place. And that was one of the things that I being the overthinker that I am, I have issues if you don't have the double-sided tape and you just want it to lay flat. That is totally up to you. It will work. Let's say it will work. So again, I have everything in position now to where I can put this in my wrap or wrap it now to make sure that it is completed, right? So again, y'all, we're just having fun and trying to figure out us a way to make us some Easter baskets or Easter shovels or some Easter eggs or whatever it is that we're making today. Now, you can also use this basket bag here, which I'm not going to use. You can stick it down in there and just put your ribbon on it. It puts a lot of excess for me, and I don't like to waste, but if that's all you have, use what you have. I can't say that enough, right? So this is the CeeLo wrap, which is also, it can be a shrink wrap. Yes. Again, I did not clean off the residue from the back side of this, so I have to be careful at this point, which may work in my advantage. Let's say that, right? So this goes like so. I'm going to wrap this over like this, kind of like just wrapping it really. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it towards the bottom. So I make sure I have enough. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off because I kind of know that this is enough for me. So you want more than enough. Let me say that. I need to say that again. You definitely want more than enough than just enough. Let me say that. Because once you cut it, you can always go back and trim down, but you can't go back and add to, if that makes sense, or if I said that right. So I did leave a little bit more at the top. I did that for a reason, right? So I'm going to take this and kind of fold it in, tuck it in just a little bit here so that I can get my top and my bottom together like so. Because I kind of want it to meet in this area here. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape to kind of keep us together here. And if you want to do that from the back side, y'all, it's what works best for you and however you see it. I cannot say that enough, right? And I'm a visual learner, so I kind of got to see it. I just got to see it, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it. As you can see, I just folded it together like so. But I kind of want to fold it under like this so that it's not visible from the front side, right? So I'm going to take this now. Y'all see this side here is not kind of like meshing together. So it means I need to put another piece of tape on it, right? Put some tape on it. So I'm going to add some tape here. Kind of help me out a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm going to flip this and see if I can add my tape to it. And everything should not fall out as much because, again, we taped it together. So I'm going to try to make this look a little bit, I got issues, as you can see. I folded it down just a little bit. And I'm going to add some tape here. I like the clear tape, y'all, because it works better for me instead of having the other color. But hey, if you use what you have. The other day I was mailing something and I ran out of clear packaging tape, and y'all know what I had to use, some black and white duct tape. But it worked. Let me say that. It worked. Okay, so now that we have this top side here, I can add a bow to this section here. And before I do that, I got an issue here that I need to address, right? Like here, right? I have an issue up here that I need to fix. So let's see if I can do this on camera. Okay, so yeah, I gotta fix this area here. And as you can see, I'm just folding it. I fold this down to meet this side that's already, folding it down. So that just works better for me, right? So I'm going to put a little bit of tape kind of like up at the top side because, again, I want this to gather together. I want this to bunch together. So I'm going to add a piece of tape, again, using the clear tape here to here. There we are. It's coming together, y'all. I'm getting excited. I just love this. Okay, so now, let's see if we can add a ribbon to this. And y'all, I saw this ribbon. I saw these multicolor. I do like that pink. I do like the Easter. And y'all, orange is the best color on the planet, as I always like to say. So what kind of ribbon am I going to put on this basket? I don't know. Because of that pink, I do like that, but it's not a big. So let's try the bigger one for now, just to see if it's gonna work. And I want it to be a bigger look. I want a bigger ribbon for this one. And y'all, I do not know how to tie bows. I'm gonna say that as a disclaimer. If you can create bows, congratulations. I have yet to master that. Definitely not my area, right? But I do like this look here. So I'm going to take this wired ribbon, because it helps me to put it together, right? So we can take this and just wrap it around like this. I always like to give a little bit more so that it can hang, right? And we can add this to this. And y'all, I may change this ribbon out. I got issues. I'm just trying it just to see how it's going to look. Let's say that, right? So I'm going to move this. Yeah. I like this. Yes. Okay, so again, I want it to hang. I wanted it to hang. So I'm going to, now, could I have tied this? We're going to work on that later. Let's just see where we're working with this right now. And I do have candy everywhere, y'all. I love it. Okay, so we're still working on trying to get this portion of it done down here. Okay, I'm going to trim this. Because, again, the wire ribbon helps me. I can fluff it up, perk it up, pep it up, as my grandma would say. I can pep it up a little bit and give it a little bit more structure because the other ribbons, I'm not quite there yet. So I'm going to cut this portion of it off here. I just folded it in half here. And I'm going to cut it like so. And it kind of gives me a little crafty decoration at the bottom. Is it right or wrong? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to fold it in half and do this side the exact same way. And I think I fold it at an angle. Okay. totally different, but y'all know it will work. Okay, so y'all see ribbons is not my gift. That's not my area of expertise. I ain't quite there yet, but look how cute this is. I'm super excited, y'all. Okay, now for this top side, let's see a creative way that we can do this, right? So, y'all, I have to clean up as I go. So let's move some of this. We've already done this one, so that's a great thing. We have those two left to do. Let's get some little housekeeping things together, y'all, because I got issues. And I bet y'all like, how does she keep all of that? I do not keep it together. Let's say that. So there we are. Now, I just love this. So we've created, let me go ahead and fix this. We can take this, and y'all see I'm just trying to take it and twist it down a little, like so. We can take it and stuff it under like that. So, yeah, that will work. That's going to be my, yeah, I'm going to leave that alone, because if I go back and try to do it again, it's definitely not going to work. But I am super, super, super excited at this look, y'all. Look at that. I love it, and love it some more. Okay, so right now, these are the three things that we have created, and I'm going to try to move some of our candy over just a little bit, because we have one more, I think, to do, or two more actually to do. Okay, so these are our gifts thus far. Is that not cute? I'm so excited. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I'm going to move my craft and my journal things out of the way, because I see that in my video. Okay, is that not cute? Look at this. So we have our shovel, which is here, and we have our mini egg here and our bigger egg, which is here. So we have about two more things to make for our Easter video, and I'm so excited, y'all. This, I think, is really, really, really helped me out a lot. So we're gonna put these over to the side here, and this is my absolute favorite. I love it. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm trying my best to go to the next one, y'all. See, I'm still struggling with it because this is my favorite. Yes. Okay, so let's see if we can put this here and put this one over to the side here. All right, y'all, so we've been working on our baskets or Easter, but whatever you want to call them, eggs, baskets, or, you know, just creative ideas for our Easter babies. Let's say for our babies, right? So this one I think is my absolute favorite. I just think that is just too cute. But I wanted to show you a really, really creative way to make something, just especially if you're having to do for kids or for, you know, a large classroom or something like that. You could, and disclaimer, you very well may see Coco here, Coco in the background. She's just being different today. That is my Coco, But you can also just fill up these little things here with candy. You can do them two ways, right? So I'm gonna say these are for my babies, and I have some jelly beans that should not be eating. Let me say that, But I did have some jelly beans, so we can use those as a gift. Depending on you, again, these are for my babies. I'm gonna say that. So I'm gonna say we can fill this with this. Like so. Or you can fill, I had some little round candies somewhere. Coco, get gone now. Here they are. Yes. Or we could have not just used, we could have did individually wrapped candy. Whichever works better for you. And let me say this. If you want to use the smaller candy and you want to wrap them in something, that would be great. You could very well take them and wrap them in this plastic and then rewrap them. It's whatever works best for you. And I do have gloves, let me tell you, so I was going to use those. So if anybody said, well, you're touching, no, this is for my baby, and these are for demo purposes only. Let's say that, right? So demonstration purposes only. So let's say we're going to use the individually wrapped candy, which is here. We're going to stick it down in this bag like so. And we're going to add a zip tie, the tie that comes with it, like so. I love this, y'all. Like, love it, love it. All right, y'all, so we got our twist tie on it. I have seriously been having some technical difficulties. Not sure what's going on, but let's get this wrapped up, right? So now we are adding our ribbon to it, and I've already cut that, so it will work. I love this color. I love how it fits. So if you're trying to throw something really, really cute together, y'all, this is something I say balling on a budget. This is definitely one of those times, right? So there is our ribbon. Let's get it looking so that everything can go the same way. How cute is that? I love it, love it, love it, y'all. So all we did, we took those little scoop things from the Dollar Tree. We added some color to it. Let's see if we can do another one really, really quick. We added some candy, not color. See, I got to get it together. So we ordered, I keep saying order, y'all. I tell you, I've been, So trying to figure out what in the world is going on with my phone, that's for sure. But we get our little loop bag and we get the twist tie. I'm trying to move a little bit quicker because it very well may go out again, right? So we get our candy, which is here. Fill it up with as much as you can or what you can. If you want to use jelly beans, you can do so. Let me say that. You put it inside your bag. Slide it right on in, and just gather it up like so. And let's see if we can get that right. Yeah, we gather it up like so. Put our little handy dandy zip tie around it, which I was having some technical difficulties with earlier. There we are. Zip tie is down. Now we are going to add another ribbon, which I have one somewhere. I'm going to add this little blue one to it because it's kind of got that pink and blue color to it. I do like that. So let's see if we can add something. Yes. I just love this. Super cute, very inexpensive. Very inexpensive and super cute, right? I like those combinations together. Inexpensive and cute, right? So there we are. I'm going to cut this right here off. And I'm going to trim off some of this excess from the top. Keep in mind, once you cut, you can't go back. So make sure you have enough. That's something to think about. So we just created two different kinds, just like this right here. I just love it, y'all. I am super, super excited. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey of crafting and creating. I call it creative therapy, y'all, because it works for me. It is definitely creative therapy, but we just come together and try to figure out ways to create things and have fun in the process, y'all. I am Dee Dee here at the Filling Station. I said often the creative therapy side, that is. If you could, please like, share, and subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. Thank you so much for just hanging out with me today. I hope you've had fun as much as I have. Let me say as much as as much fun as I have in just creating these and just hanging out with you today. Thank you so much again. Again, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, y'all. We learn and we grow together. So until next time, be blessed as well as a blessing unto others.